Now I'm definitely no preacher. I am Christian. Now am I a good Christian? Probably not. I try. I talk to God daily. But I'm gonna give you my thoughts. Some will agree, some won't, and that's okay. We all have our own opinions. But my thoughts on God is He is real. He is the biggest being in the universe. He is the creator of everything we see and we do. I believe He performs miracles daily. And without Him, this world would be, well, this world wouldn't be, period. But if we lose sight of Him, this world's just going to continue getting worse. My opinion. I mean, you don't believe in miracles, you walk outside, you look at these trees greening out every spring like they do, you listen to birds chirp, go to a park, you watch a bunch of kids play, you listen to a small child laugh out loud, you tell me that's not a miracle. That don't just happen. That is a miracle. God is one of the greatest things that we've never seen. That's my thoughts on it. You guys may differ, and that's okay. We don't nobody have a problem with that. We all got our own opinions. Now on religion, I don't. I'm not a fan of quote unquote religion, and the reason for that is I feel like one religion is against the other. They they preach. I'm not gonna say they preach hate. I think some religions do, but for the most part, all religions are good. All religions believe in God. Whatever they want to call Him is still God. But I don't. I feel like you're told what to believe, how to believe, who to spend time with, what kind of people. I'm not a fan of organized religion. I mean, I'm not against it. It's just not really my thing. I feel we can search and read the book ourselves and figure out our own thoughts on it, and not be told how to think and what to think. Now, when it comes to church, I was raised Southern Baptist, still believe that way, and I probably believe that way till the day I die. But I was raised in little small churches, love them, still to this day. If I'm going to go to a church, it's going to be a little small church in the country somewhere. Listen to them old men, old women sing them hymnals. That's one of the prettiest sounds you'll ever hear. If you've never been, you ought to try to go and listen. If nothing else, listen for the music. If you like to hear some good harmonizing, some good voices, I promise you, you're going to hear something better in a small community church than you ever going to hear on the radio. I promise you that. But churches nowadays, I'm just not comfortable in. I feel like when you go to a church, everybody's judging you when you walk in the door, which is not supposed to be happening, but it does. And I can't say I'm not guilty of doing it myself, because I've done it myself. But it's not right. I don't feel comfortable in most churches. I feel like you go, people's judging you on your clothes, they judging you on who you are, they judging you on what you do. And don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not a great Christian myself, but now I've been into churches on Sunday morning with the same people I was out drinking with the night before, and which is okay. I have no problem with that. But don't walk in that church and act like you're holier than thou and you've been the perfect Christian and look down your nose at me. I mean, I own it. Yeah, I'm not perfect. I have my issues. We all sin daily. If you're breathing, you're sinning. But don't judge people. Don't judge people, period. But definitely don't judge them for doing the same thing that they were doing with you the night before. I mean, and I'm not going to church for a dress rehearsal. I'm not buying hundreds, $1,000 suits just to wear to church on Sunday for 2 hours once a week. That's pointless. That's not what God asked you for. You share the word, you study the word, you worship. You can do it in a pair of shorts, a pair of overalls. I mean, I've seen old men in overalls in church most of my life. Now I'm from a small rural community, and that's normal. I mean, that's regular dress clothes, and they don't get judged for it. But I feel like churches nowadays just push to get bigger and bigger, and I think they lose sight of the whole reason of being a church. Like I said, this is my opinion. Everybody has their own, but I don't. I feel like God, church, religion. I feel like in nowadays times it gets so misconstrued and confused, and words turned around, and people make it out to be a bad thing. And overall, it's all great. It's wonderful. In my opinion, I think it's wonderful. But now I think things have got a little out of hand especially in religions and in churches. I mean, my ex-wife and I, we got married in a little small church in Kentucky. Loved it. We loved going to that church. It was small family community church. Loved it. Well, after we got married there, they decided to build this couple $1 million addition, this was in the 90s. So that was a gigantic addition. And then it was all about money. Money. We need money. Give us money. Donate money. I mean, they even called and asked you to donate $500. So after I was out on that, I'm all for helping my fellow man. But why are you making a showcase or a show place out of church? That's not what it's about. Not the way I was raised. And I know some of you people's been raised in huge churches, and there's nothing wrong with that. If that's the way you was raised, that's what you like, and you feel like you can worship there, that's where you go. Just for myself, just a small country boy from the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, that's just not how I was raised, and that's not what I enjoy. I don't like going to church and listening to a concert with a 5-piece band on stage and amps and speakers blaring. That's just not me. I like to go listen to the kids do their program, do their little song, because they usually always have them do one after Sunday school, and I enjoy that. I like listening to the old men and old women sing them hymnals. If anything, have a little old lady playing a piano, and that's it. That and voices. That's where I feel God when I hear gospel music. I connect with Him. I can feel it. Now, this like I said, this is all my thoughts on this stuff. Everybody differs. I'm sure there's a lot of you feel the same way I do. And probably a lot of you feel opposite of me. And that's okay. I don't mind. We all got our own opinions on it. But the overall stigma that's been put on churches and religion over the years, I feel like they've done it to themselves. Not all of them. Now, don't get me wrong. Not all churches are that way, and not all people are that way. But a lot of them are, and y'all know it well as I do. I don't care to call them out on it. A lot of them do it. They do it for a dress show, dress up, look fancy, judge people, and pretend that they're better than you for 2 hours a week. Hey, if that's what makes them happy, let them go. It don't affect my life. But I'm just not going to be around what I'm not comfortable with. Now, as far as praying, there's no telling how many times I've heard people say, I don't know how to pray. I don't know that there's a wrong way to pray. And I probably don't know how to do it right, if there is a right way or not myself. I just have a conversation with God. Of course, it's one-sided, but I talk to Him, tell Him my problems, how I feel. Hey, I'm in a vehicle a lot. I do a lot of traveling for work. That's usually when I can find my peace. I speak to the man upstairs, and we'll go through my issues and my problems, and I usually feel better after it. I ain't gonna lie, it helps me for sure. And I pray for people when people need, and I feel like people need praying for. I pray for them. Hey, if it helps them, it helps them. If it don't, it don't. What's it hurt to pray about it? Ask the good Lord above to help you. Help people you know, people that need it. And that's all you can do. You be as good a person as you can be. You get right with God the way you know how. You don't worry about what organized religion tells you. Don't worry about what this church says, what this church thinks. You find a church you feel like you're in family and you're comfortable with, that's your good church. That's where you need to go. If you can't find one, keep looking around. I mean, they're everywhere. They're all over the place. So don't give an excuse you can't find one. Hey, you ain't been to enough. Go to them. Check out the differences. But don't feel like you have to go to a church just because everybody else is. That's a whole individual thing for yourself. But that's all I got on this one, people. But let me know something in the comments. If you disagree, agree, share it with somebody. Nothing else, hit that like button, subscribe for me if you don't care. If you got an idea, something you want me to talk about, send it to me. I don't mind. I'll give my opinion. You may agree, you may not. But that's it for this one. I appreciate it, y'all. Y'all have a good one.